What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Tuesday Night Hang. As you can see, I am not Carl Fischer, but I am Stephen Wright. Um, if you are familiar with the Tuesday Night Hang, you know I usually sit down in the bottom right-hand corner in a much smaller box. Um, but tonight I'm going to be running the show. As you know, last week was actually our season 3 finale, and Carl's actually taken a couple weeks off for the holidays, getting reset and recharged so we can see what things look like after the new year. But I wanted to come on and hang out with you guys and and keep our streak alive. So actually, we've got something pretty cool going on tonight, and Carl and I talked about it, and we have hard drives full of archives, and one of the things that is in our archives is actually something that we're going to check out tonight. Um, there was a jazz festival, the Scranton Jazz Fest in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Carl brought his Nouveau Big Band to the Scranton Jazz Fest and got the opportunity to headline that festival. And it wasn't professionally shot, it wasn't professionally recorded, but we did happen to have a point and shoot camera and a handheld recorder. And I know that we talk about giving everybody the behind the scenes, and it doesn't get much more behind the scenes than this. So we're gonna check out actually a really good portion of that show tonight. Great musicians in this band. Had obviously Carl playing in the front of the band, being the band leader, doing his thing. Had a great piano player, Rana Swansky. Had drummer Marco Marcinko. Had a bass player, Phil Palumbi. You had Michael Dubanowitz on alto saxophone. We had Chris Farr on tenor sax. Had Michael Boscarino on trombone. You in the trumpet section, besides Carl, obviously, you have Raul Agraz, wonderful Raul Agraz. You had Dave Trigg, and then on the very end of the bandstand, I got the opportunity to play in the band as well. So for me personally, this show was a lot of fun, and obviously playing in the band with Carl, who you guys know if you've been to the Hang before. Carl and I have known each other for many years. Being able to play this particular music with this particular set of guys was kind of an amazing night for me personally, because I was up there on the bandstand getting to play with the guys that were on the records in some cases. So me playing third trumpet next to Dave Trigg, it doesn't get much better than that. And then looking over and seeing Raul on the other end, and then obviously Carl in the front, and just everybody. It was a great night, and Carl and I decided that we wanted to share some of this footage with you. Keep in mind, like I said, it is not a professionally shot show. It was literally a point and shoot camera that was halfway in the crowd. You'll see the crowd getting up and walking around, sometimes in front of the camera. What's up, Luis? I see you there in the chat. But we'll say hello to the chat a little bit, and then we'll jump right into the first clip. And obviously, I want to wish you guys a happy holidays. I see some people in the chat are already doing the same. Mike, thanks for being here and hanging out. Of course, the president of the regular crowd, as we call it here, Noah is on. Happy holidays, Noah. Dave, I see you there. Wishing everybody a Merry Christmas tonight. Lori, thanks for being here, and thanks for always having the nice comments. Hortensia, Luis, my man, I saw you playing live on Instagram earlier tonight down there in Florida. Sounded good, man, just like always. Hey, there's my pop. How's it going, George and Brenda and Brent and Heather and Mason? My family hanging out down in Branson, Missouri. I wish I could be there with you guys, but I'm holed up here in Chicago trying to do the socially distant thing. So I definitely wish I could be down there with you guys. And I'm glad you're here hanging out with me, even virtually. So Rob Costa, how's it going, buddy? Carlo, hey man. Let me get right into a clip because I know you guys didn't come here to hear me yap. I'll jump back in here and there, but like I said, this is some footage from the Carl Fischer's Nouveau Big Band playing at the Scranton Jazz Festival in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Not all the clips are full songs. Sometimes our camera guy was hitting buttons and sometimes he wasn't. I guess if you were paying somebody to do a live feed, it would be different. But hey Kevin, good to see you in the feed, man. Yeah, there's more than one feed. If you guys don't know, the Tuesday Night Hang is broadcast on Carl's Facebook page, on his fan page. It's on my Facebook page. It's on Carl's YouTube page, on Carl's Twitter, on his Periscope. And we're actually even set up for the beta program for LinkedIn Live, which is going to be coming on hopefully in the new year. So yeah, you guys are all here, and I see you all in the chat. So let's get right to the first clip. This is actually the beginning of the show. It started off. Our camera guy got a little lazy at the beginning, but it started off with a tune called "The Vibe." You'll notice, there was a lot of tunes, a lot of Maynard alumni in the band, and obviously there's definitely a strong reference to Maynard, to the guys in the band and his music, and Carl's always very particular about, even if you're going to pay tribute to an artist like Maynard, you have to play it like yourself. So obviously you'll hear a lot of familiar things, but you'll see Carl bringing himself to the music. And let's just jump right into it and show you guys the first clip, and I'll be back here in a couple minutes.
How's everybody doing? You know, I said, how's everybody doing? There we go.
All right, you guys hanging in there with me? That was our first clip of the night. Obviously, the first tune was the vibe, leading into milestones. Got got a few more clips for you. Just wanted to say hello to everybody that just jumped on. I won't talk too long. We'll keep things kind of moving. Hey to Dan Potts. Vibe was cool too. Great chart. Challenge for the trumpet section, he says. Yeah, definitely. Hey Danielle, good to see you as well. Ezekiel and the guys from the JOG Corner Store. You guys are hanging out like always. Thank you guys. Um, you know, if you know anything about Carl and the Nouveau Big Band, Carl used to have a regular gig with this group in upstate New York at the Astro Room. I know that some of you guys on here in the chat used to be regulars at that event, and I know that was a lot of fun. I actually wasn't able to get up there personally when that was going on, so for me to be able to be involved, obviously in this particular event with these guys, definitely was a lot of fun, like I mentioned earlier. But for those just joining us, I'm just gonna explain really quick. So we reached into the archives, we went out and we found some footage that we hadn't made public before. This was the Scranton Jazz Fest in Scranton, Pennsylvania. This was a show that wasn't professionally recorded, but we did have a point and shoot camera rolling, and actually a little Zoom H4n handheld recorder. So you'll notice obviously the sound is is definitely a handheld recorder, but I think the one thing that really stood out to me is even through that sound and the point and shoot camera, there was a real energy that night. And I know a lot of the guys were commenting, even after the rehearsal that we had earlier in the afternoon for that show, how great it was to feel that energy and play that music together. So so that's what we're doing. I'm still here hanging out with you guys in the chat, and I won't keep yapping too much. I'll just get right into the next clip, and we'll just keep this thing moving. All right, here we go.
Swansea. Ronald Swansea. much. Marco Morseco. Mike Demanowitz, saxophone. Hanging with that.
Right. You guys still out there in internet land? I see you there. I see you, Edmund. I see you, Lane. Noah, James, Dan Potts, Gami. How you doing, buddy? So what you're hearing, once again, for those joining us, is a little bit of archive footage that we hadn't ever really released before from the Scranton Jazz Festival. Carl and the Nouveau Big Band. Somebody actually asked when this show was. It was actually in October of 2013. So that answers that question. The clips that you actually just heard started off a little bit with Rana Swansky, obviously great piano player on the intro to But Beautiful there. I know that's always a favorite of Carl's to play, and then obviously having his friend and great piano player Ron there, who we lovingly refer to as the Octopus. As always a great thing. So and then I believe from there we went into the chicken, and then that last clip ended with Carl's tune "Hanging with Nat," that was written for the late great Nat Adderley, who Carl had obviously a great fondness for, and got to spend quite a bit of time with. So. Yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing. Like I mentioned before, for everybody just joining us, this is archive footage. It wasn't professionally recorded. This was a point and shoot camera and a handheld recorder. But we thought that there were some really cool moments, and felt like that you guys might enjoy hearing them. I've got a couple more different ones. The hang will probably be a little bit shorter tonight. Just because this is this is like season 3B. But I definitely wanted to hang out with you guys one more time, even with Carl off before Christmas this weekend, before the new year. So thank you guys for being here. James, yeah, definitely, that was pretty good vibes. Thank you for being here, Lori, Danielle, obviously. Up next, I believe. Well, you know what? I'll play it and then we'll talk about it, because I can't remember. I can't remember which order I did these things in, but I believe this is Night in Tunisia coming up. But I've been wrong before, so I'm just gonna hit the button and let you guys figure it out from there. Well, this seems to be going well. What do you guys think about that? All right. How do you guys like that clip? All right, here we go. Look at there.
Mascherino, Rano Swansky.
All right. So we didn't start off with Night in Tunisia, but I was right. Night in Tunisia was in that clip. So we actually started off with Waltz for Nicole, which is actually an arrangement by the great trombonist and music director for Maynard's band, Tom Garling, who I believe is still in my area here in Chicagoland. But and then we went into Night in Tunisia, and I see there somebody says the fat G's were cracking their screen during that clip. Yeah, it's the Carl definitely gets to lay into that one, so that was fun. James asks, "Hey Steven, was Dave playing lead in the section? Whoever is sounded incredible. Wow, man, great into monster and swinging hard. Sweet." Yeah. So you know what, James? Let me actually call out who was in the band again. For those that are just joining us, it was Dave Trigg on lead for the section, and then to his right was Raul Agraz, and then to Dave's left was myself. And I funny story. I'll I'll tell you. I don't think I ever even told Carl this, but we were playing that tune, and there's the part where it goes just to the horns, and I was standing next to Dave, and he kind of every now and then he would just make these little sounds like, huh, huh, all right. And there was just one time I specifically remembering him just like pasting a note to the back wall, and I'm pretty sure it was on in Waltz for Nicole, and I was standing there getting ready to play, and he just pasted it. I mean it was just a laser right to the back of the room, and it was, and he puts the horn down and he's like, that was nice. And I looked over at him and I was like, yeah. For me standing next to Dave in the section, and Raul was definitely was a definite great night for me, and obviously playing in the with trumpet with Carl was a lot of fun. In the other sections, for those just joining us, on alto sax we had Mike Dubanowitz. Um, on tenor saxophone we had Chris Farr, great saxophone player. Both of them actually great sax players in their own right. And then on trombone was Michael Boscarino, who Michael, to me, Michael's solo work that night was above and beyond, and that was a lot of fun just to be on the riser behind him listening. I know he turned a few heads that night. So that was Michael Boscarino on trombone. In the rhythm section, you had Phil Palumbi on bass. You had Ron Oswansky, who I mentioned a couple times, on keys, on piano. And then you had Marco Marcinko on drums and percussion. And then obviously up front we had Carl playing the lead. So that was the group that night. I actually have one more clip from that night, but since it is Christmas or holiday time, depending on your preference, I did have a couple tunes that, if you've been out on Carl's Facebook and YouTube pages and things like that, you might have seen them already. But just in case, I know the feed was shared to a few of the trumpet forums and things like that, which we didn't share the videos to. So I wanted to do a couple Christmas tunes for you guys, holiday tunes, and if you we got to do a fundraiser for Mike Calta, the Calta Family Foundation down in Florida, and Carl took in his small band, the Sunshine City Brass. Say that 5 times. Go ahead, chat. Say it. Say it fast. I dare you. Sunshine City Brass, Sunshine City Brass. I had to practice it, so you guys are better people than me if you get it right the first time. But they got to go in and do two tunes for Mike Calta and the Calta Family Foundation's holiday stream, their holiday special, and they were able to do donations and things like that for the foundation as a part of the stream. And if you're on Carl's Facebook page or in YouTube, you'll see links to those things and to the foundation in the descriptions above those videos. So first one I'm gonna run is Carl's arrangement of "Let It Snow." Fun thing about this tune is he brought out the marching trombone, and you'll see him do a little bit of back and forth. Nice second line groove. You have the great Luis Alicea on drums and percussion, and then Elias Tona playing bass. So without further ado, we'll get back to one more from the big band here in a few minutes. But here's a little holiday music for you. All right, couple little holiday tunes for you there. Carl and Sunshine City Brass doing Let It Snow and then Winter Wonderland. If you just joined us, those were two tunes that Carl and the group recorded for the Calta Family Foundation and their holiday stream that just ran. Um, so wanted to give those one more spin before the new year hits. I know that those were a lot of fun. I know everybody. There were a lot of comments about Carl switching back and forth between that and the between trumpet and the marching trombone. It was a lot of fun to see. Um, James, yeah, thanks, man. He always sounds great. Todd, hey, how's it going, Todd? Kevin, sounds awesome. Sorry, never heard you before. My bad. Gonna listen a lot more. Hey, everybody's got to start sometime, right? I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. Um, that particular group, Kevin, is Carl on trumpet. You got Luis Alicea on drums and percussion, and then you have Elias Tona playing bass. So I know and that was the setup for that particular recording session. So um, like I said, I have one more tune from the big band show that I wanted to share with you guys. But before I did that, wanted to say thank you guys in the chat for being here. Thank you for those who have been here now 35, maybe 36 weeks in a row. I know this is technically the 12th episode of our third season. So that would be 24, 30, yep, 36. This is episode 36. So thank you guys for being here. Ryan, cool arrangements and the mix sounded really good. Also love the confident plunger work. Ryan, I'm glad you mentioned that. I'll definitely give a quick call out to our partners there at All Access Recording in Clearwater, Florida. You had the great guys, Doug Johnston behind the board. You have Ronnie D as well there at the studio, and obviously Michael MacArthur also there. And those guys have been great partners and friends as well. And I definitely think that I can speak for Carl confidently in saying that we both appreciate their work and their efforts continually and most of all their friendship. So definitely wanted to call that out. Thank you, Ryan, for that comment. Frank Benici, the Hang Monster, good to see you, buddy. Glad you're here. Noah says, loving the videos. Steven, thanks for showing us tonight. No, man, Noah, no problem, man. I'm glad you're here. Like I said, you guys could be anywhere in virtual land tonight, but you chose to be here. And I know week after week, Carl and I are surprised. I hate to steal something from Billy, but he, I think I kind of feel the same about this stream as Billy has said in some of his shows. He's like, "You guys are still coming." So no, I really appreciate you guys being here, and always for the support that you give to Carl and to me indirectly through him. So with that being said, I'll say thank you to the chat one last time. I want to wish everybody a great holiday season, a happy new year if we don't talk before that. And I consider this talking, so you guys can talk to me through the chat. But I do wish you guys a happy, safe, and healthy holiday season. I hope that you're able to make the best of the season and the hand that we've been dealt this year. I know it has been tough for us in the music industry. I know that I've kind of looked at this year personally as a reinvention in a way, because no matter what's thrown at you, you gotta kind of make it. You just gotta figure out what you're gonna do, And I think with this stream, Carl and I started out to do this stream as a way to, just stay in touch with everybody, with also to kind of stay sane ourselves, just because being cooped up at home and things like that. So I know that you guys being here and supporting has been a wonderful thing for us, and I definitely appreciate it, as I know Carl does as well. So with that being said, I know the Maynard fans that are in the chat will be able to hear this in a completely different voice, but we'll take this stream out with by taking one more trip to Birdland. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for being here.
Nouveau